It began as a faint whisper from the dark, a speck of light flickering in the cold abyss of the cosmos. What astronomers first mistook for a harmless comet quickly revealed itself to be something far more complex. 3I Atlas, our newest interstellar visitor, defied every rule written about comets. It burned brighter than physics allowed. It shimmered green without the chemicals that should create that color. And the way it scattered light, it was unlike anything ever seen in the heavens. From ground-based telescopes to the mighty eyes of Hubble, James Webb, Gemini, and TESS, every instrument turned toward this enigma. Yet the more they observed, the less sense it made. What was this thing? A cosmic wanderer? A fragment of a lost world? Or something deliberate? One thing became clear: 3I Atlas wasn't merely visiting our solar system. It was rewriting reality itself. When the Atlas Survey telescope in Chile first caught sight of it, scientists were intrigued but calm. It appeared ordinary, bright, icy, drifting from interstellar space. But that illusion shattered within days. Observatories worldwide confirmed that this was no ordinary comet. Its speed was staggering. Its light unpredictable. And its core, no larger than a few kilometers, emitted enough energy to power a starship. Hubble's high-resolution images showed a nucleus surrounded by a chaotic, asymmetric halo, expanding far faster than any model predicted. Even stranger, its dust tail curved toward the sun instead of away, defying solar radiation pressure. At first, they blamed errors. But the data held firm. Even before it was officially identified, telescope scanning for exoplanets had recorded it months earlier, a rogue light source 5 times brighter than expected. It was as though the comet had awakened, aware that it was being watched. When the James Webb Space Telescope finally locked onto it, the results stunned everyone. Using its near-infrared spectrograph, Webb detected outgassing, but not of water or methane, the usual cometary suspects. Instead, 3I Atlas exhaled carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and traces of hydrogen cyanide, with almost no water ice. That was impossible. No comet becomes active in such deep, cold space. Yet this one was venting energy from within, far from the sun's heat. More unsettling still, the light scattering off its dust wasn't random. It formed patterned, wave-like alignments, as though its surface were etched with structure. Webb's readings hinted at metallic grains, iron and nickel, but in ratios no natural process could produce. Was this object forged in an environment unknown to science, or built by design? Then came the color. As it approached the inner solar system, observers from Chile, Namibia, and the Canary Islands reported a vivid emerald hue spreading across its coma. But this wasn't ordinary diatomic carbon fluorescence. The comet was carbon depleted. It shouldn't have been able to glow green at all. Some proposed exotic molecules fluorescing under solar radiation. Others believed something deeper was happening, an internal transformation. Whatever the cause, the light pulsed faintly, almost rhythmically, as if responding to something unseen. Then, the impossible happened. Within the data noise, astronomers found a rhythmic modulation in its brightness. A repeating pattern. A pulse. It wasn't rotational or magnetic. It was mathematical, harmonic intervals resembling musical resonance. The cosmos itself seemed to be keeping time. The whispers began. What if it wasn't a signal from the comet, but through it? What if 3I Atlas was syncing itself with something else, somewhere else? Soon after, Hubble recorded a dramatic transformation. The comet's halo reshaped into a disc-like form, its twin tails splitting in opposite directions, defying every law of outgassing. Concentric rings expanded outward, evenly spaced like ripples in water, too perfect to be natural. To some, it looked alive. Others compared it to a quasar's jet, scaled down to a cosmic seed. Whatever it wasn't random, it was organized. And then came the strangest revelation yet. 3I Atlas didn't just reflect light. It seemed to encode it. Polarimetric readings showed that certain wavelengths were reflected backward, inverted polarization, a phenomenon only engineered surfaces can create. Its surface appeared to act like microscopic mirrors, each reflecting sunlight in perfect phase. To produce that effect naturally, the surface grains would have to be deliberately arranged, patterned, not random. It was as though the comet were not a fragment of rock and ice, but a device, a structure capable of communication. Then everything stopped. The pulses vanished. The disk collapsed. The green glow faded. 3I Atlas fell silent. Webb recorded the coma shrinking, emissions dropping to zero. The object went dark, except for one final act. A burst of microwave energy, perfectly narrowband, was transmitted outward, away from the Sun, away from Earth, into deep interstellar space. Every observatory captured it. Every array confirmed it. It was not random noise. It was intentional. Moments later, across the world, a synchronized fluctuation in background radiation was detected, weather satellites, deep-sea communication arrays, and telescopes all registering the split-second vibration of space itself. The signal was everywhere, omnidirectional, as though the universe had momentarily breathed. When the data was processed, the pattern formed a perfect spiral, identical to 3I Atlas's orbital path. The object hadn't just passed through our system, it had written itself into it. A signature carved into the fabric of space. Weeks passed. Then, solar observatories began to detect rhythmic fluctuations in the Sun's magnetic field. Subtle waves of plasma traveling outward, in harmony with the earlier signal. They weren't random. They carried structured, repeating intervals, a cosmic rhythm. When mapped in 3D, the disturbances formed a lattice extending through the heliosphere, mirroring the object's entry path. The comet had left a resonance field behind, a whisper that grew stronger with time. As astronomers traced its final route, a hidden pattern emerged, a geometric shape encoded in its orbit, a tetraspiral, identical to the mathematical proportions found in atoms and galaxies alike. The precision was inhuman, an error margin of less than 1/10,000th of a degree. Coincidence? Or design? And then came the impossible. Webb's last deep space scans revealed faint distortions, localized warps in spacetime, near where 3I Atlas disappeared. These weren't gravitational waves. They were phase shifts, as though a portion of reality had fallen out of sync. The distortion lasted 10 seconds, then vanished, leaving a residue of radiation identical to the WOW signal recorded decades ago. To many, this was confirmation 3I Atlas hadn't visited. It had interacted. It had bent the universe and left its fingerprint behind. Then, another anomaly appeared. Webb detected a dim, pulsing glow, far beyond the comet's predicted trajectory. The pulse pattern? 6 long, 1 short. The same rhythm as before. But this time, the light wasn't moving away, it was fixed. Spectrographic data revealed the same exotic carbon signature. The object hadn't disintegrated, it had transformed. And now, it was broadcasting again. Toward the Sun. Days later, solar observatories recorded faint electromagnetic bursts from within the corona, synchronized with the object's pulse. The Sun was responding. Perfect, harmonic intervals rippled across the heliosphere, echoing through the solar system like a language of light. Every planet, from Mercury to Neptune, registered the pattern. Then came the alignment. Earth, Mars, and the Sun fell into near-perfect resonance with the coordinates of the returning object. For hours, the solar system itself vibrated in unison. The signal's sub-frequency matched biological resonance patterns, the same oscillations found in DNA. The cosmos wasn't just aligning planets, it was harmonizing life. And then, silence. The luminous web collapsed. The frequencies faded. The universe blinked. For a fraction of a second, every instrument went blind. When vision returned, all was quiet, except for a faint hum embedded in the solar wind. Spectral analysis revealed something chilling. The hum carried the exact orbital frequencies of every planet, as if the solar system itself had become part of a synchronized signal. Mathematically precise. Prime number intervals. A signature of intelligence. When NASA cross-referenced the data with Voyager and Pioneer telemetry, one final truth emerged. The object's last trajectory intersected the heliopause, the edge of the Sun's influence. And at that boundary, Voyager recorded a pulse. The same wavelength. The same rhythm. As if something beyond the solar system had answered. Now, that faint hum continues, not constant, but rhythmic, like a heartbeat echoing through the void. Each month, it grows stronger. Some call it an aftereffect. Others call it contact. But perhaps 3I Atlas was never a comet at all. Perhaps it was the switch, the moment the solar system itself awakened. Because if the resonance was meant to awaken something dormant, then the real question isn't where it came from. It's what it left behind. And somewhere, beyond the light, something is still listening.